Hello and welcome to Cousin Chat, where we talk about what matters. I'm your host, Donna Pazant, and today what matters is the music industry. I want to have a conversation with my special guest, whom I'll introduce in a moment, but I want to talk a little bit about the music industry and what it's like for young people who are trying to get into it and on different levels, either being a musician or producing. And so to have this conversation with me, I have invited producer extraordinaire, Jean Vav. How are you doing this evening? Say
I'm
hello to
doing
the people.
all right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting me, Donna.
Yes, I'm so glad to have you back. I don't know if you all saw or heard the other interview I did with this wonderful musician, but I wanted to have him back because I wanted to draw on something that he said in the last conversation we had. He mentioned that he was a mentor of some young people. And then I didn't go into it and on that particular conversation because the focus was on the project that he had out. And I wanted it to be that at that time. But today, I really want to know what some of the young people that you work with, Jean-Marc, if you could just tell me, there are, this industry, like I said before in our other chat, is not for the faint of heart.
Right.
So for people who are still trying to get in it, you work with young people, you mentor them. Have they ever shared any thoughts or frustrations about trying to get into this music industry?
Yes, all the time. They feel as though they want to always want to take the fast track,
Mm,
and they realize, when you go the route of fast track, what waits for you at the other end sometimes not. It's not really a very pleasant experience, and then they're filled with delusion,
yeah.
and from that point on, they lose all hope that this can never happen because it's all in or not, as opposed to when I'm mentoring these students from all parts of the world, it's more like, hey, there's a progression here. There's a start point. And along that journey, we get better along the way. So when you get to that goal that you've set for yourself, you'll be well prepared and no one can deny you from having your voice heard.
Right. There's nothing like preparation and hard work. Do you
Mhm.
find that the work ethic in some of the young people, I not specifically the ones that you've encountered, but if that is the case, you can share if you like. But have you noticed that the work ethic in some of the young people is not as strong as yours when it comes to the music industry? Because I know you've been doing music a long time.
Yes.
Like, do you think any of the people that you've encountered, the young people, would have done all of the work that you've done to get to this point in your career?
Well, I know from them, when we talked about my experiences and things, it's for them, it's a bit overwhelming.
Mhm.
It's hard for them to believe that somebody. I don't really want to talk my age, but I don't. They look at me like,
Me
how did
neither.
you, how how do you do this? And I said, there's a start point, and the first starts with a plan. Okay, and that plan is one that you follow every day, once a week, monthly, until it comes to fruition. Now, along the way, there's going to be some roadblocks, but that's all part of the learning experience, the development. You know,
And you love what you do,
yes,
but you love what you do, but you take time to perfect what it is that you do. You don't just stay where you are. You're like, okay, well, I can produce a song. I don't need to learn anything else. No, there's always something more to learn.
yes.
Um, so I'm really glad that you're working with young people and that they're getting a chance to see. And when I say young people, folks, they're college aged, right?
Their college age. Matter of fact, I had which is interesting, a student from the Netherlands who reached out to me. Of course, I explained to him, I have no problem chatting, but I just want to make sure that your parents are on this chat with me as well.
Hmm.
And he just wanted just to learn about how I do music and any advice I could give to him regarding the music industry and his music. And this young man he's going to be dropping an EP this month. Amazing. And he's
For
only
him.
13. I have this thing with the younger generation is that I like to inspire them, you know, inspire them all the way. So it can be done. You got to take time. And I kind of show them the path. And then they're very, they embrace it.
Mhm.
And then once they embrace it, it's like they want more, you know. They'll text me, you know, DM me, hey, you know, just listen to that. I also give them feedback. And my feedback is not really constructive criticism, it's how you can do this better. I
Right.
don't believe in perfection. I believe at one point in time you will achieve excellence, but how you can do it better. That's how life is.
Have you found that sometimes they have unrealistic expectations of how fast things will work out for them? Because
Yeah.
we know the music industry,
Mhm.
it's a beast. It can be a beast, but you have to have patience if you want to be successful in this industry. And we both know that, and it's not always just your talent. Sometimes it's who you know. But for young people, I know sometimes they see, and this is why I don't want young people to get discouraged, because you may see people become overnight sensations, say on social media. And then if it doesn't happen for you, I don't want them to start questioning, well, maybe I don't have the talent, or maybe I'm not good enough. You know, um, what suggestions do you have for them to just understand that it takes time, like, so they don't get discouraged? What do you share with your students in terms of just sticking it out, and when they start getting frustrated, just kind of letting them know it's okay, you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, you're learning. It takes time because it can be frustrating.
Yes. I said time, you know, this thing that we call the music industry or the journey, you can't put a value on time. I tell them you can't put a value on time.
Mm-mm.
Something that you think is overnight may have taken 25 years in progression of work. Anybody who's doing something credible and sustainable, there was a good amount of hard work and years put into it, like an investment. And this is now your rate of your return, or rate on return. Yeah.
That is so good, and I look at the two of us. Now, when I say this industry, I'm not in the industry. He is. But I knew a long time ago, like when I was in the music industry, this is not for me. Like there was just too much.
Right.
There was just too much in it. There's just it. I had to go back to school. I went and got my master's in education, and I went to the classroom. Like
Okay.
but that was my path. Yes, I can sing and I enjoy doing it. There's nothing better than being in the studio, in a session. Who doesn't love that? I mean, any musician or producer, you love that. But that is what I love. That's the part of it that I love.
Mhm.
I did not like all of I didn't like the business part of it. I didn't like the contract part of it. Like that just, but the thing is, that's all of it. All of it is the music business. You
Yes.
know what I mean? So if you are not in it for the long haul, then you can't stay in it. It's not going to work out. It's not
That's
going to
it.
work out. You have to want to be in it. And those people who do are the people like you who stay in it, who go back to school to perfect the craft, taking courses. What do you have your master's in? You said marketing?
Yeah, I have a master's in music production and engineering from Berklee College of Music, and I also hold a bachelor's in marketing from New Jersey State University.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Look, you tell me one time we have a meeting at 8 o'clock, but it can't happen today. So you're going to have to come back to Philly tomorrow. Excuse me?
Yeah.
I'm working. That's okay. Hold on to that contract. I'll see you on the flip side. Like, no, that was
Yeah.
not for me. But that's what I'm saying. Everybody's not built for it. I
Right.
was not built for it. I enjoy certain parts of it, But when you're in this industry, the music industry, you have to love all parts of it so that you
Exactly.
could see the light at the end of the tunnel and stay in the tunnel so that you can get to the end, you know?
That's right.
But that's just the way that it is. But I want to talk for a moment about your podcast.
Yes.
You have a podcast. Can you tell us the name of your podcast?
The podcast is called Live Life, Be Happy 24/7. And,
I like
you
it.
know, it's the podcast came to me one day. We'll have to say maybe 5 years ago. And I said to myself, you know, we need voices to be heard. We need people to connect with other people around the world. And my goal was we have over 7 billion people on the planet. Guess what? At some way, shape, or form, I'm going to connect with these people because it's a place where like minded people can come together and it's a safe space. We talk about everything that we can conversate respectfully and we all accept each other. And I've covered things from COVID-19, from a young person's perspective, a college student, to really, I wanted to know what are they feeling like? What's going on in their mind, in their heart, and really put that individual's voice out there so other people, students, even adults, can connect with that experience. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I have musicians from all different genres because it's not one, it's everybody. We're a community and everybody can come in there. We talk about anything, respectfully. And like I said, it is a place that it's a good platform. I've had some really interesting shows. I'm actually in my third season. I'm in my third season. Yeah, third season. And I'm having a blast. Now I do two shows. I got so many things going on with this music thing. So it's two shows a month. And then I bring on some, guests that I feel that, they have something that they can share with everybody. And what I like about it, everybody's willing to share.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all about to share.
Not
And
being
then we support.
selfish with information, just
Yeah,
trying to help. Mhm.
we share because there's someone out there sitting there who needs to hear it. So, in my spirit is that we're gonna bring it to you. You're gonna catch it, and we're now in 9 countries now.
Nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice. See, I love that, like podcasting, and it's one of those arenas that the following is slow building, but you just stay steady and you stay consistent.
yeah,
Because you said you're in your third, I'm in my second,
right,
so you just got to keep going though, because I know like mine come out like every Friday,
right.
and so it's sometimes challenging. But I love it. We love what we do. That's what I'm saying. Like for people listening, when you love what you do, it's not really work. You know, it's
Sure.
work, but it's not the kind of work that you don't want to do. And so I hope you continue to bring content to the masses.
Oh yes,
And I just
that's a
wish you
given.
so much success. What were we
Thank you.
saying?
That's a given. The world is in a place right now that they need to hear some good messages. And I feel as though that I am only the messenger. So I'm doing the messenger's work.
That's right. That is absolutely correct. Well, folks, I'm so glad that you stayed with us, for this
Well, thank
episode. And I hope that you'll come back again. And if you want to follow Cousin Chat, we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we also have a YouTube channel. And you can listen to our episodes on cousinchat.com. That's CUZNCHAT.com. And if you prefer to listen on other streaming platforms such as Apple, Spotify, Google Cast, Radio Public, Breaker, Stitcher, those links are on the website. So before you leave, I always like to leave the listeners with something to think about. And one of the things I would have you take away today is that, if you are not even just pursuing a career in the music industry, but any other industry that is new or anything that might seem difficult at the time to say break through or get into, don't quit. Don't quit. You have to stick it out. do your research, find out some of the things that you need to know, get your education, just like our guest did here. You know, he has a degree. He can use that. He uses that. I'm pretty sure. Don't you use the information from that marketing degree? So
Yes, I
there,
do. It kind of goes hand in hand with the music. I mean, and people are like, well, how do you know so much about you know so much about contracts and stuff? Because got my education to help me understand a business contract.
that's right. So guys, you may want to do something different, but don't discount what you already know. Don't, disregard what you're already doing. You may be able to take what you know into your next, even though it may start out as a hobby. You don't know what it could turn into, but just use everything that you have up here. If it's something you really want to try or get into, go for it. And for young people, I would just say stay encouraged. They always talk about the grind. There's a reason for that. Because it's a grind. You have to want to do it. But I will say this, if you get to a point and you really feel that this is not something you want to do, then it's okay. It doesn't matter how much time you put into it already. You need to go with where your passion is. And sometimes it might take you in another direction. What are your thoughts? You have any takeaway to give to the people or
I
any
agree,
thoughts?
and know that you are, you know, you are your own brand. You know, when they ask me, well, how'd you do it? Jean Va is the brand. And that's what you have to consider yourself, whether it's music, whether it's business, whether it's education, you have the brand. And you have to present the brand in the best possible way. Always remember.
That's right. And so the best way to do that is to just be honest with yourself and stay
Yes.
true to yourself and what it is that you want. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. And how can they find your podcast? You tell them where they can find it.
Yes, you can find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. So it's Live Life, the letter B. So it's Live Life, Be Happy 24/7. Definitely come out, support, listen to this, because there's always something out there for everybody. And like I said, I love the support. And like I said, who knows? Maybe one day, you'll learn something that I'm doing and start your own podcast.
That's right. So now, folks, you have two podcasts you can follow and subscribe to. So
That's it.
again, thank you, Jean Va, for being with
Thank
me
you, Donna.
today. And until we come back to our next cousin chat, I'm Donna.
Jean Vi.
And that's it, folks. Be blessed, everybody. Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye.